watching Fox 10 Arizona Morning with Ron Hoon, Rick D'Amico, Andrea Robinson, Kristen Anderson, and Corey McCloskey in HD.
And the Jodi Arias trial has had many dramatic moments, almost too many to count. But we wanted to know which ones are most important when it comes to deciding this case. Celeste Rodriguez is live at Superior Court to find out. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Andrea. Good morning, Rick. Yeah, we are going to take a look at 5 of those pivotal moments in this case. A courtroom here at this courthouse is going to be packed today with folks just intrigued with this case.
Give me the factors. I don't want to know about a specific circumstance. What factors influence your having a memory problem?
Usually when men like you are screaming at me or grilling me, or someone like Travis doing the same.
So that affects your memory problems, right?
It does. It makes my brain scramble.
So,
all right, remember that exchange between prosecutor Juan Martinez and Jodi Arias? She says she forgets things when people are yelling at her, and why she says she forgets what happened when she killed Travis Alexander.
Well, it is one of many dramatic moments that have played out in court over the last couple of months. So what are the 5 most key moments so far in the trial?
Let's find out. Celeste is live outside the courthouse with more. Celeste?
Yeah, hey, good morning, guys. I mean, 5 pivotal moments in this case. And I got to tell you, people continue to come and line up outside this courthouse just for a seat to get in. I mean, people are more intrigued with this case than ever before, and it is just blowing up all over social media. We have Dwane Cates here, defense attorney here in the Valley, to talk just about these 5 pivotal moments. Let's start with the gas cans in the case.
Well, I think if Jodi Arias gets convicted of first-degree murder, it's going to be the gas cans. I mean, you know, it was horrible evidence for the defense yesterday. The fact that the Walmart she said she returned them to has no record of it, and the fact that when she filled up gas, she almost had to fill up 3 gas cans, not 2. You know, so those are bad facts for the defense, and you know, it's going to be hard for them to overcome them.
This is something that when you were speaking on the nationals, in the national spotlight yesterday, kind of drew some criticism for you, and something you haven't seen before. And this is one reason I think why it's become so intriguing. Yeah,
I mean, you know, when I'm on the shows, my job is to defend Jodi, and so I came up with defenses for the gas cans, like the Walmart. You know, they showed that she didn't return the gas cans to that Walmart. There could have been another Walmart she returned it to. You know, and I talked about the fact that she put the gas in on the way back from Salt Lake City, not going to Arizona, kind of helped the defense. My email blew up. I've got hate mail from all over the place on that. Let's talk about
one of the second pivotal moments here, and we're talking about when Jodi admitted to killing Travis.
You know, that was a very dramatic point in this case. She took the stand, and the very first question, the very first thing out of her mouth was, question was, did you kill Travis Alexander? And she said, yes, I did. And that was a big moment in this case.
And one a lot of people are continuing to talk about.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, and something else, Jodi telling Juan Martinez, this is something also a lot of people are talking about, that her memory is bad when men like you yell at me. So she's kind of, you know, giving it back to him a little bit.
Yeah, and I predicted that. I mean, the case is about domestic violence and about, you know, abuse, and, you know, and Juan Martinez is, you know, is screaming at Jodi on the stand. You know, and you know, she's claiming memory loss, and you know, and at one point she just looks at him and says, you know, my memories, I lose my memory sometimes when men like you scream at me. I mean, it was a big moment.
And something that we've seen throughout this case, experts, and more experts. Let's talk about La Violette and what she shared on the stand.
Well, La Violette was the domestic violence expert, and you know, and she's highly experienced, and you know, but Juan Martinez went at her from the jugular. I mean, from the very first. I mean, his MO is to just start screaming at him right out of the gate.
And in the middle of that testimony, he's saying, or she shares with him, "I'm going to give you a timeout. You need a timeout."
Well, she said, if you were in one of my groups, I'd give you a timeout.
Yeah. And will this ever end? I'm sure a lot of people are wondering. It's already been extended because we've talked before where they thought initially the case would go maybe early to mid-April, but obviously we've surpassed that.
Oh, we're way past that. Now the defense has applied for a surrebuttal witness, so the defense wants to call another expert, and I think they're probably going to get to, because the prosecution experts brought out a new subject, a new psychological diagnosis that wasn't discussed before, and I think the defense should get an opportunity to rebut that.
Let's give people kind of a timetable. How long? You think a month? You think 3 weeks? More than that?
Well, every time I guess about anything in this trial, I'm wrong. So let's start with that. But, you know, I think that the defense's or the prosecution's rebuttal case is going to end sometime this week. If there is a rebuttal case, I think it's going to be relatively short and limited to one specific area. So probably jury instructions, everything, I'm guessing by the end of next week, and we should have closing arguments coming after that.
All right, great. Dwayne, I appreciate your help this morning. Lots of good information. Thank you so much. You know, guys, something quick to note as well, what Dwayne shared with me was that, as we've mentioned, this case is so incredibly intriguing. About a month ago, there was actually a couple of high school teachers here in the Valley who he met, who skipped class for the day to show up in court to find out exactly what was going on. There's people who've rerouted their vacations to make the stop in Phoenix rather than going to Hawaii. I mean, this case is obviously has a lot of attention to folks all around this country.
Well, it's certainly a lot cheaper than going to Hawaii anyway.
I guess if that's what you call a vacation.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Definitely unique place, yeah.
it's been on so long.
I know.
And it just goes on forever, and after a while, don't people just lose interest?
That's what I would
We just
think.
wish it'd be over.
You would think so, but there are folks standing out line, and we heard about this. This one gal, a niece of a woman who was standing in line yesterday, who sold her seat in the courtroom for $200.
You gotta be
so
kidding.
it just gets more interesting every single day.
It sure does. Boy, but I'm sure these jurors want to get back to their normal life, don't you think?
Yeah. Thanks,
Or all
Celeste.
these people, for that matter.
Well, the jury, it's gone over the time allotted, so now that a lot of the jury people have other commitments, and some of them might be dropping off.
That's why you'll see some breaks in days of courts and things like that.
Right.
Because people have prior commitments
they
now.
might drop off because they have more than what they need, as the alternates.